Support comes from Pacific Science Center, now showing Spiders from Fear to Fascination. This limited-time exhibit explores the science behind spiders through interactive games, virtual spider encounters, and live specimens. Exhibit created by the Australian Museum. Ticket info at pacsci.org.
Support comes from Seattle Restored, revitalizing Seattle neighborhoods with creativity and commerce. Over 95 vacant storefronts have been transformed into vibrant pop-up shops, window art installations, and artist residences. Explore current and past locations at seattlerestored.org.
Hey there, this is Meet Me Here, your weekly guide to arts and culture events worth leaving your house for. I'm Dyer Oxley. I cover pop culture for KUOW. Now, as we enter the thick of the holiday season, I'd like to share something a little personal with all of you. You see, when December hits each year, I like to decorate the home. You know, the advent calendar, tree, stockings. I might cook up a holiday meal, with some cocoa. And the air just fills with the smell of pine and fir trees. And then you got cinnamon, nutmeg, clove. And then there are those who I care about, my loved ones. I gather them close each year under the warm glow of my favorite Christmas movie, Die Hard. Yeah, this film came out in 1988, but I watch it each year. It stars Bruce Willis, who at the time was an unlikely movie star. It's filled with explosions. It's filled with terrorists, led by Alan Rickman.
It's Christmas, Theo. It's the time of miracles.
Yeah, it's an action movie, but it's set at a corporate Christmas party, and I say it is a joy to return to it at the kickoff of each holiday season.
Welcome to the party, pal!
While we are watching, I will hang my Yippee-Ki-Yay tree ornament, and I set up my Die Hard advent calendar. Each day, terrorist Hans Gruber will fall one floor down Nakatomi Tower towards Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho.
There is a bit of a Christmas cult around this shoot-'em-up movie. A movie about terrorists, thieves taking over a corporate Christmas party, and the one guy who has to take them all down while not wearing shoes. It should be said, though, that while this is my holiday tradition, there is another tradition that comes around each year at the exact same time. And that tradition is debating whether Die Hard even is a Christmas movie at all.
People like to get riled up about it. It's fun to get riled up about something that doesn't mean a damn thing.
That is Mark Ciano, producer and director of A Very Die Hard Christmas, which is a holiday musical performed at the Green Lake Bathhouse Theater in Seattle each year. These thespians definitely lean into the idea that Die Hard is a Christmas tradition, but Mark is certainly aware that there is a debate surrounding it. In fact, he really appreciates this conflict because, hey, it draws a lot of attention to his play. But he tells me there is also this other added holiday benefit.
There's some joy in being like, you know what? Yeah, let's debate an 80s action flick and whether or not it's Christmas. It's a good distraction for sure.
The reason I bring all of that up is that this argument over Die Hard, it's an argument that I have with my KUOW colleague Bill Radke, host of Week in Review. So for this episode, we're going to have that argument. We're going to have that argument in front of all of you. Now, you may agree with Bill. You may shudder at the thought of Die Hard being included in Christmas canon. And you may agree with me and Mark and all the patrons of A Very Die Hard Christmas. So stay tuned. You can hear Bill lay into me in a bit. But first, as always, I want to tell you about something coming up that I think is pretty cool. Krampus Seattle is roaming the region this holiday season, giving you a chance to take photos with a Christmas demon. Now, some of you might ask, what exactly is Krampus? This is an old Germanic tradition. Krampus is a demonic figure who basically is the opposite of St. Nicholas. While the saint rewards good kids, Krampus comes to town and basically punishes the bad ones. usually with a whip. Keep in mind, I did mention this is a very old tradition. Today, Krampus makes good horror movies and tourist attractions in Europe. Folks dress up in very scary costumes and parade through small towns. It's all very mischievous, but also entertaining, and thanks to Krampus Seattle, it's a group of Krampus enthusiasts, we're getting a little bit of that spirit locally. There will be some Krampuses at various events throughout the region this month. Here are just a few, starting with Krampus Nacht, taking place over the afternoon and evening of December 5th in Bremerton. That's basically a Krampus parade. Krampus will also emerge at the Seattle Christmas Market at Seattle Center on December 12th and 13th. You can check out krampusseattle.com for more information. Now, if you want some more options for stuff to do, we've got you taken care of there. Check out the weekend warm-up every Thursday around 12:45 on Soundside, which airs on KUOW. Or you could check out the Meet Me Here podcast feed every Friday. We include it there for you, too.
Support comes from Pacific Science Center. PacSci works to remove barriers to STEM education on campus and in the community through outreach programs like Science on Wheels, digital discovery workshops, and camps for curious minds. More information on ways to help at pacsci.org.
Support comes from Seattle Restored, revitalizing Seattle neighborhoods with creativity and commerce. Over 95 vacant storefronts have been transformed into vibrant pop-up shops, window art installations, and artist residences. Explore current and past locations at seattlerestored.org.
Whatever you might think about it, the movie Die Hard has certainly earned a place in cinematic history. You know, in 2017, it was actually selected to be preserved in the Library of Congress. As an action movie, it kind of strayed from the pack of the usual shoot-'em-up films. Still, it ended up influencing a lot of movies that came after it. Die Hard is not about massive, bulky muscle hunks carrying giant guns and walking away from explosions. It's actually more about just a regular, average guy walking away from explosions. Or I guess he actually jumps out a window from an explosion. But anyway, ever since the movie came out, movie fans have increasingly noticed that there are these Christmas aspects to it, and they've leaned into it. And sure, it is about John McClane saving a group of hostages from terrorists, but it also takes place at Christmas time. It is set to Christmas music. It uses a lot of tropes that are heavily associated with Christmas movies. So yes, the Christmas setting is as much a part of the story as the explosions and the screams, which Mark, the director of A Very Die Hard Christmas, tells me that's actually a big reason Die Hard has become popular in this way.
I think there's definitely the instinct to make Christmas naughty in a certain way that's also really enjoyable. And it just so happened that Christmas was there for Die Hard, and Die Hard was there for Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Bill Radke is host of KUOW's Week in Review, and he is here. I'm not going to make him wait any longer to lay into me about why Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. That means we have come to
a very special Die Hard Holiday Rumble. In this corner, the Die Hard Denier, the merry man of movie virtue, KUOW's Bill Radke. And in this corner, the holiday heretic, the festive film fanatic, Dyer Oxley. Head-to-head for a holly jolly joust of cinematic purity. Let's get ready to respectfully disagree.
Bill, you're here because I like disagreeing with you.
I like disagreeing with you.
Let's we disagree on sparkling water, I believe.
Yes, we do.
I think what was the other? There was the qualifying line for what qualifies as a dive bar.
Yes.
was another one.
Yeah.
And I think Die Hard is a great Christmas movie. You do not. But explain to me, where exactly are you coming from? Particularly, why is Die Hard not a Christmas movie?
Because a Christmas movie, Die Hard is a great Christmas tradition for some people, for lots of people. A Christmas movie is one that you have to, if you're going to describe the movie, you have to say Christmas. I quote the movie poster from 1988. Movie posters used to have a lot of text in them. The Die Hard movie poster has like a paragraph, and there's a picture of like a skyscraper exploding and Bruce Willis. It says, high above the city of L.A., a team of terrorists has seized a building, taken hostages, and declared war. One man has managed to escape, an off-duty cop hiding somewhere inside. He's alone, tired, and the only chance anyone has got. That sums up the movie. That's the poster's job. And you don't need it. The Christmas setting is a happenstance. I think Mark admitted in your interview. He said, I don't know if it was originally a Christmas movie, but...
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's a pretty big part of this whole debate. Was it originally intended that way? I want to point out that this whole idea of Christmas movies or even Christmas, this is a very relative target to hit, which I think is why this is such a hard thing kind of to discuss around. There are people who are more religious with Christmas, right? It's it's the Mass for Christ. And if there's not a baby in a manger, it's not a Christmas movie, right? And so you throw all that out there, which brings me to my point of what actually makes a Christmas movie.
Okay, I want to know.
There is this usual argument for why Die Hard is a Christmas music. I could lay it all out, but instead, I'm going to let Helen Roundhill explain. Helen plays Holly Gennaro in Die Hard the Musical, and they hit on some main points around this perspective, but Helen also has a few takes of their own.
While Marx makes the excellent point that it is a violent movie, it still hits all of the Hallmark Christmas movie tropes. You have an estranged family being brought back together by the power of Christmas, right? And you have one of them is this high-earning, high-achieving person, right? Who, through the magic of terrorism, realizes that actually maybe a slower life pace is important. And her name is Holly, for heaven's sake. There's snow at the end. To me, it hits all of those things that you expect from the overly saccharine, sweet movie, but in a fun way with machine guns.
That's a good launching point. Do
you want me to tell you why that's wrong, or do you want to just keep
Tell
going?
me why it's wrong.
They're brought together by the power of Christmas. It could have been that it happened to be Halloween, and there was a Halloween party downstairs. It could have been a bar mitzvah. It could have been a convention. It could have been Comic-Con.
I don't think so, and this is why.
Okay.
Christmas is a very particular holiday to set this against. It isn't Halloween. It isn't the horror. It isn't the 4th of July. It isn't patriotic pride. It's Christmas. And I think that is a very important contrast to have against this particular storyline. What makes a Christmas movie? To me, I think it's not necessarily the snowmen and Hallmark movies that my wife is really crazy about. Those kind of things. I think when we really hit the nail on the head, it's about a certain set of virtues and values that we are highlighting. These are the better parts of human nature that we wish we could embrace all year round. And for some reason, this is cultures across the planet. Usually when it gets darker and colder, we really want to lean in to the brighter side of humanity instead of the darker side of humanity. So family, togetherness, generosity, charity, humility, I can go on, forgiveness, kindness, compassion. These are all kind of bound up in altruism, right? And some of us hit these little virtuous marks by watching Die Hard at Christmas. The fact that Christmas is in there and that encapsulates this kind of vibe, you can write allusions to that. You can write motifs around that. Every time you hear a little jingle bell, your brain psychologically is going to go to a very particular place. And I think that's why Die Hard gets argued to be a Christmas movie so often, and Lethal Weapon is not, right? Lethal Weapon came out within a year of Die Hard. It's also set at Christmas. In fact, most of the actors, there's a lot of actors that are the same in both these movies. But that's one you could definitely take Christmas out of, and it's like yeah, okay, so what? But I feel like with Die Hard, if you take Christmas out of it, it's almost like the punch doesn't land.
Yeah.
You know?
You're right that there is, thank goodness there's a holiday where we embrace those higher virtues. And it has nothing to do with, venal, it doesn't have to do with religion, it doesn't have to do with capitalism. It's just the goodness. It's all about family. And that holiday is Thanksgiving. It would have been at least as good to be a thing. It's not a Christmas movie.
Okay, I really like that point actually a lot, because I have argued for a long time Christmas is actually what Thanksgiving was supposed to be.
Thank you.
We don't do that anymore because Christmas won out. It's just a lot more, lot more fun with Christmas trees and so forth. But This is actually a really good example that another reason why Die Hard is a Christmas movie, because we want it to be.
Yeah.
Right? So, there are so many things that start out one way and end up another way. And I always point to Jingle Bells. Jingle Bells is a Thanksgiving song, and it's a drinking song.
Yep.
It is, for its day, written in the 1800s. It was originally written for this holiday they were trying to event called Thanksgiving. And a church choir did it. But the writer actually wrote it more kind of as a drinking song. So sometimes things may have started out one way, but because our society embraces them in another way, it just gets folded in, and now it just is.
We're coming together. You're making my point. That's fascinating about Jingle Bells and Thanksgiving. And if we just call those all, when I was a kid, we had a compilation of 4 records, and it had, Go Tell It on the Mountain, and it had, Santa Bring My Baby Back to Me, whatever, right? Various, and Oh Holy Night, and Jingle Bells. And Winter Wonderland has nothing to do with Christmas. But to me, it's just all Christmas music. It's a gumbo. It all got thrown in. And I think calling that all Christmas music makes life less interesting. Thing is, Christmas attracts a lot of hangers-on. Everybody wants to attach themselves to Christmas. Starbucks does, Amazon does, songwriters, right? Record labels, film studios. Fine, great. It makes Die Hard extra fun.
If I could amend that, everybody wants that Christmas dollar.
Yes, that's it. Everybody wants the Christmas dollar. Okay, you do capitalism, but we get to make distinctions. And I'm saying calling it a Christmas tradition but not a Christmas movie is like saying Jingle Bells is, it's on Warm 106.9, but it's not really a Christmas song. Let me tell you why. But that love for Christmas, everybody attaches themselves. To me, it makes Christmas blur out. Whereas if I keep them separate in my mind, it's like with Christmas music, I think of a sacred hymn versus a carol. To me, is that sort of like Victorian era type of song. And I think that Mariah Carey song is fantastic Christmas adjacent schlock. And I love it. I love schlock. I like an eggnog in my coffee. It's fine, but it's not, to me, it doesn't go to the core. I preserve a core Christmas in my own mind.
It's so funny you say that too, because I always describe Christmas music as like, at one extent, like religious show tunes. Or just bad show tunes. I might as well be singing the Brady Bunch,
right.
Because I don't know, it just doesn't hit me as well.
Okay. I told some friends of mine that we were going to have this conversation. 3 friends on a text thread. They were all, not only were they unanimous that Die Hard is obviously a Christmas movie, but they seemed disgruntled that I would even question it. I felt like they were being defensive about it, and so so I don't know if you are like that, but why is it so important for you and others that other people think Die Hard is a Christmas movie?
So this is where I'm going to make some people mad.
Oh.
Okay, so here's the deal. Christmas is not my favorite holiday.
What?
I think, I know.
This is making sense.
I'm
I think
sorry,
I know where
Nina.
you're going.
Sorry, Nina.
Uh-huh.
But it's a little hokey.
Yes.
It's a little, it's just not my vibe, right? And I think I'm not alone in that. If you love Christmas, this is not to take away any of the religious significance, anything like that, love it. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not really my thing. I think Halloween is my favorite holiday.
Okay.
I think it just fits more of my personality. And so when you enter Christmas, there's a group of us that maybe want something that's not exactly somebody going to a small town where they were from and meeting their old high school flames so they could learn the true values of whatever they're missing in their life, yada, yada, yada. Like, it's just, Die Hard kind of fits into. I think it's also why you get like horror Christmas movies. There's a Christmas movie I believe called Old Violent Night that is essentially Home Alone for grown-ups. And that movie, you take Christmas out of it, you do not have a movie at all. Right. It is very, very woven into that story. So that is definitely a Christmas movie, but it's a very bloody Christmas movie. But there's some folks that really want maybe something a little different that hits their sweet spot, right?
Yeah.
Christmas hits a sweet spot for, I think, the vast majority of people. Some people, we're a little bit over here, and we kind of need something a little different. I think that's why I like Die Hard being a Christmas movie.
It sounds like you're saying Die Hard is a Christmas movie for people who don't like Christmas. So why, you're like, for people who are avoiding Christmas. But I'm saying, like, if you're avoiding Christmas, then you don't want to sully your favorite movie by calling it a Christmas movie.
There is no avoiding Christmas, Bill. Like, I was in Chiang Mai, and I was at Christmas. I'm halfway around the world, and yeah, there's just no avoiding it, right? And like I said, my wife loves these Hallmark movies for whatever reason, and we watch them over and over again. It's perfectly fine to maybe find your own way into this time of year because you're not getting away from it. It's there's also kind of another angle in on this too, is there's so many movies that people watch around Christmas time. Maybe they're not arguing their Christmas movies, but for some reason, Lord of the Rings, every Christmas. For whatever reason, Harry Potter films, always at Christmas. Nothing to do with, but they are Christmas, time traditions. People are doing them.
Actually, Time Out magazine called the first Harry Potter movie one of the 50 greatest Christmas movies.
Really?
And I was like, what? Harry Potter's a Christmas movie?
More power to it. There's snow.
There's snow.
Yeah, so I guess you got that. Now I am being the Christmas movie Grinch and saying, how dare your movie be counted as a Chris? Oh,
I've won you over to the dark side. You and me on the top of Mount Crumpet.
Well, Bill, thank you for laying out your argument for why you believe Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. We can just add this to the list of things that we disagree about. Before we go, though, what is your favorite Christmas movie?
I'm so unoriginal. I don't try to be original. I love It's a Wonderful Life. I think of it as a Christmas tradition. I do not think of it as a Christmas movie. But Christmas movie, I guess I love A Christmas Carol, and I cry and I engage with the holiday, and you can't take Christmas out of A Christmas Carol. So that's my mwah.
God bless us, everyone.
I want to thank Mark Ciano and Helen Roundhill for talking about A Very Die Hard Christmas, playing now at the Green Lake Bathhouse Theater. And thank you to Bill Radke for disagreeing with me. Meet Me Here is produced by KUOW, a proud member of the NPR network. It is produced by Kyle Norris, Brandy Fullwood, and Matt Martin. Now, if you like Meet Me Here, please rate and review us. It really does help us get the word out about the show. Podcasts like Meet Me Here are only possible because of your financial support. Now, you can help us make all of these local shows that you rely on at kuow.org/meet. And finally, thanks to you for listening. I wish you a very merry Die Hard holiday.